determined personally by the judge after examination under oath or affirmation of the complainant and the witnesses he may produce, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. This means
Kayo walang warrant.
It was stated ipapadala po through the diplomatic channels eh.
Grabe, no?
So, dapat diplomatic channel. Nangyari ba yon? Kung diplomatic channel yung DFA, ano ba nangyari sa warrant na yan? Sa dinami-dami ng handa ninyo, sa libo-libong pulis at sundalo na kinalampag, wala bang nag-isip?
9 hours?
Naka 9 to 10 hours na. So, sa palagay mo, si former president had sufficient chance to challenge na the validity of the arrest. So sinasabi ninyo na 9 to 10 hours na yan. Kasi nakuha niya yung warrant nung alas 12 mahigit, hating gabi lampas, ano? Tapos,
Tanghali, ma'am. Tanghali, ma'am. Niya nakuha ang warrant.
Maraming salamat. At kung pwedeng ipaliwanag lamang ng ating Vice Presidente kung bakit sinasabi ninyo na kidnapping or extraordinary rendition ang sinasabi. At gusto rin natin malaman yung tungkol sa warrant. Kayo na lang ang mag-umpisa. Salamat.
Opo, Senator Amy, may I be allowed to read the statement?
Yes, please. Please do so.
Okay, thank you. Opo. Mga kababayan, on March 11, 2025, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte was forcibly taken by the Philippine National Police upon his arrival at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. He was brought to Villamor Air Base, a military air base, detained for nearly 12 hours, and then flown out of the country on a private jet to The Hague. All allegedly because of a warrant issued by the International Criminal Court. This was patently an illegal arrest. This constitutes extraordinary rendition. A Filipino citizen, a former president, was taken into custody without a valid warrant issued by a Philippine court, without due process, and without any legal basis under our laws. The Constitution is clear. Section 2, Article 3 of our Constitution explicitly states the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures of whatever nature or for any purpose shall be inviolable, and no search warrant or warrant of arrest shall issue except upon probable cause to be determined personally by the judge after examination under oath or affirmation of the complainant and the witnesses he may produce, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. This means that for an arrest to be lawful, it must be carried out pursuant to a warrant issued by a Filipino judge of a Philippine court. Nasaan po ang warrant of arrest na inisyu ng hukuman ng Pilipinas? Wala. Without a valid warrant from a Philippine court, this was at best a warrantless arrest under the rules of...
May makukulong dito, mga kasama, pustahan tayo. Kasi doon sa unang video, nung kung napanood nyo, umamin na sila ng walang warrant of arrest, walang red notice, at parang meron lang silang sinabi na isang papel, no? At ang problema doon, eto na, kay BP Sara na tayo makinig.
Court. Warrantless arrests are only permitted in 3 instances: in flagrante delicto, hot pursuit, and escaped prisoner. None of these circumstances applied to the case of the former president.
Tama.
So, what was the legal basis of his arrest? The authorities acted solely on an ICC warrant, a document that has no legal effect in the Philippines unless reviewed and validated by a Philippine court. In fact, even assuming without conceding that the government itself wished to recognize and enforce the ICC's warrant, it still violated the Rome Statute itself. Even by ICC standards, the former president should have been brought before a Philippine judge to determine the validity of his arrest before he was handed over to a foreign court. Under Article 59 of the Rome Statute, a state party which has received a request for arrest and surrender shall immediately take steps to arrest the person in question in accordance with its laws and the provisions of Part 9 and shall bring that person before the competent judicial authority in that state. Yan ang sinasabi ko paulit-ulit nung nasa labas ako ng gate ng Villamor Air Base. And why was this not done? If they claim to abide by international law and standards, then why did they conveniently choose to ignore this provision? The fact remains that we are no longer a state party to the Rome Statute. We are no longer a member of the ICC. In fact, in a letter dated December 15, 2023, the President himself wrote to me, with respect to your concerns, legal or otherwise, on the investigation to be conducted by the International Criminal Court into the previous administration's war on drugs, I remain steadfast in my resolve that the jurisdiction of the ICC over the Republic of the Philippines after the effectivity of its withdrawal therefrom is very much in question. To this end, this government will not assist the ICC in any way, shape, or form. So if the government itself has declared non-cooperation with the ICC, why did the PNP violate this very policy and enforce a foreign warrant? Even granting for the sake of argument that we have some duty to cooperate with either the ICC or Interpol, does that duty override the fundamental rights of every Filipino enshrined in our Constitution? What happened on March 11, 2025 is not just about one man. It is about all of us. It is about the country. If a former president can be taken without due process, what stops them from doing the same to any other Filipino? Therefore, we must dare to ask more questions. Under whose authority did the PNP act? Why did they enforce a foreign warrant without a Philippine court order? Why didn't they at least bring PRRD before a judge as required by the Rome Statute itself? Even more disturbing is the silence of the armed forces of the Philippines. Why did the AFP stand idly by while a former commander-in-chief was taken from a military base under questionable circumstances? How could they allow a foreign tribunal to override on our constitutional guarantees? We have now lost a former president. I pray that we do not lose the country next. Your Honor, Senators Cayetano and Marcos and other senators present, alam naman natin lahat at alam nila na mali ang ginawa nila. Ginawa nila yon just to demolish political opponents.
Tama.
This is all about politics. The administration is using government resources, the ICC, to demolish the opposition. Wala na tayong argument. Mali ang ginawa. Ang tanong ngayon, ano ang gagawin natin para maibalik ang dating Pangulo sa Pilipinas? Kasi nag-iisa ako ngayon dito na gumagawa ng paraan para maibalik ang ating dating Pangulo sa ating bayan. Thank you.
Maraming salamat sa ating Vice Presidente at hindi kayo nag-iisa. Lahat tayo ay naghahanap ng solusyon sa napakakomplikadong pangyayari. Ano sa palagay mo yung nakita ninyong ICC warrant? Kailan ba ipinakita? May sinabi si Counsel o Attorney Medialdea na hindi daw pinakita kay Pangulo Duterte hanggang sa kahuli-hulihan at redacted form pa daw. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, Honorable Senator Marcos, ang nangyari kasi, merong ICC warrant. It was diffused to Interpol. It was given to Philippine authorities. Hindi siya nagkaroon ng red notice Kaya yung ibang bansa, hindi nila alam, wala silang notice na merong ganong warrant. Ang nangyari, ICC, Interpol binigay sa Philippine authorities. And the Philippine authorities or the Philippine National Police, in-implement nila yung warrant, diretso doon sa akusado, hindi nila dinala sa korte natin dyan sa ating bansa.
Tama po. At yan ang pinag-uusapan namin kanina ni Executive Director Alcantara ng Transnational Crime na ang pinadala lamang ay isang diffusion.
Yun.
Ito ang kauna-unahang pagkakataon na ang warrant of arrest was honored by a member state. Samantalang diffusion pa lang to, wala pang compliance review, wala pang ibinibigay sa secretariat ng Interpol, walang task force yung Interpol at walang kaalam-alam yung commissioner ng Interpol. Ang sabi nga ng Interpol, si Presidente Duterte ay hindi wanted ng Interpol.
Oh,
Wanted daw siya ng ICC. Pinadala lang daw sa kanila. As a matter of fact, under Article 97, Section 4 of Interpol's own rules on the processing of data, it is very clear that there are so many requirements before any action can be taken. Kung pwede, ipakita natin ang itsura ng isang diffusion versus isang red notice. Ibang-iba po yun. Ni walang red notice at yung diffusion, parang sabi nga ni VP, parang tinimbre lang sa mga kasama sa Interpol ng mga miyembro, hindi dinaan sa mismong review. So nais natin pag-usapan at tanungin kay Executive Director, tama po ba yun? Diffusion is something not yet verified per the articles on processing data. Tama po ba yun? Kasi yan ang rules ng Interpol, hindi po ba?
Ang diffusion po ay sa Article 97 ng Rules on Processing of Data is a standardized request
Tama.
to arrest, detain, or restrict movement
Right.
of accused. Ito.
Tama,
Locate,
pero hindi
Tama
pa
po.
hindi pa siya verified, hindi pa siya naimbestiga at hindi pa nailalagay bilang opisyal. Wala pang task force,
Tama
wala
po
pang
yan, tama po.
compliance review.
Pero hindi po ibig sabihin noon na wala siyang value.
Pero
Pareho po
mismo yung Interpol, sinasabi po sa atin na first time daw na yung member state agad-agad in-acknowledge. Wala pa namang kaalam-alam. Ang mismong Interpol Secretariat, walang kamuang-muang kasi between states lang to, ICC lang at Interpol.
whether it is a red notice or wanted person diffusion, obligado po tayong mag-comply. Hence, our job in the NCB is to distribute the diffusion notice.
Nandyan, no? Pinapakita natin yung red notice sample versus yung diffusion order. Ibang-iba po, di ba, yung
Magkaiba po,
itsura?
magkaiba po.
Magkaiba, yung kay Arnie Teves yan, tsaka ito kay PRRD, ibang-iba po.
Magkaiba po.
Talagang hindi sila.
Magkaiba
So,
po.
admitido po ninyo, walang red notice.
Yung red notice po, wala po siyang red notice.
Walang dumating, ano?
Merong tinatawag po na
O, tama.
red
So,
diffusion.
kung ganun, sinasabi, tulad ng sinabi ni VP, maobligasyon ang ating pamahalaan mag-cooperate, tumulong sa lahat ng request. Yung request, hindi naman galing sa Interpol Pinapaliwanag nga ng Interpol. Hindi naman amin wanted yan. Ang sinasabi, Philippines is obliged to cooperate when in fact it came from ICC. Paulit-ulit tayo kanina sa ICC, walang jurisdiction dito sa Pilipinas. Ba't natin kinikilala? FPRRD was not wanted by Interpol. It was neither verified or approved. Hanapin mo sa buong database ng Interpol, walang lumalabas. Hanggang ngayon, it's not there. Read out the email address from the letter. Nakita mo yung letter? ICC ang nakasulat. Walang Interpol kahit sa mismong
Address nila.
diffusion. Anong obligasyon ng Pilipinas? Kapag hindi tayo nag-comply sa isang diffusion, anong mangyayari sa atin? Hindi na tayo bahagi ng Interpol? Paparusahan tayo? May parusa po ba?
Not necessarily. Hindi po ganon.
Kapag diffusion, what will happen?
Gaya po na nasabi ko kanina, ang diffusion po at looking for wanted persons, pareho lang po na yung red notice.
Hindi po pareho yun. Ang
hindi lang po siya,
liwaliwanag
ang
nito.
pagkakaiba po niya,
Kababasa mo lang ng Article 97, pambihira ka naman,
Opo, opo.
sir.
may pagkakaiba nga po eh.
Kaya
Kasi
nga.
yung red notice has to be processed by the...
Pero di ba yung kay
Notices.
Congressman Arnie Teves, red notice na.
na-
Ayan, dinadaan pa rin sa proseso ng maliit at mahirap na bansa katulad ng Timor-Leste. Ayaw pa rin nila pumayag. Dahil ang sabi nila, dadaan muna ito sa korte natin. Ngayon tayo, lumundag tayo sa diffusion. Ano bang commitment natin? Anong mangyayari sa atin? Sinabi na natin, ICC has no jurisdiction. Tapos, ICC warrant has no effect. Tama ba yun? Eh di ano ngayon yung Interpol? May obligasyon ba tayo sa Interpol? Diffusion pa lang to.
Obligado po. Obligado.
Bakit? Obligado. Anong mangyayari kung di tayo sumunod?
Katulad din po yan ng mga ibang red notices na hindi natin nakukuha, but
Kulit mo,
Obligado
hindi nga
din
red
po tayo.
notice
Ano
yan
nga
eh.
mangyayari? Anong parusa?
Sabihin mo.
Papaluin ba tayo? Tatanggalin ba tayo sa Interpol? Iisnabi na tayo ng buong kapulisan ng buong mundo?
Hindi ka makasagot.
hindi ko po masasagot yung gagawin ng Interpol sa atin. But masasabi ko po we have to comply with both the diffusion
So-
and the red notice.
You have to.
We need to.
At
we
the
need
risk
to.
of what sanction?
We need to. We need to. Ayan po yung kwan eh. We
Okay.
exert our maximum effort to comply with those requests.
Nakakagulat lang po dahil kasi eto nga may obligasyon daw pero diffusion lang to at sabi ng Interpol first time daw nga nila na diffusion pa lang lumundag na at inaresto na kagad. Pero parang hindi naman to biglaan eh kasi General Marbil may memo kayo ng March 10, di po ba? May memo kayo sa kapulisan na mag-mobilize na agad-agad. Libo-libong pulis ang pinamobilize kahit hindi pa ninyo alam na may warrant. Sabi ninyo, hindi ninyo alam eh. Asan yung memo? Nariyan kanina, di ba? Aalala po ba ninyo yung memo na yan?
But anyway, ma'am,
Hindi. Yung memo, tama po ba yan o mali yung binigay sa amin? 10 po ang nakasulat na date. Tama po ba yan?
ma'am, tama po yan, no? Madam Chair, no? Ang preparation namin, although sabi ko nga, narinig po namin na there will be possible na lumabas po yung warrant, based on sa mga dumadating na news, it's standard procedure po ng PNP na mag-prepare po in case that's a part of our planning process.
Libo-libo ang minobilize na kapulisan, gumastos ang buong pamahalaan para lamang sa isang chismis galing sa Hong Kong. Sabi po ni Secretary John Vic na chismis lang naman ang umabot sa kanila. Hindi naman sila nakatanggap ng anumang katibayan eh.
Ma'am, it's a standard, Madam Chair, it's a standard procedure ng Philippine National Police kay Chismis. So hindi, we have to prepare and plan kung ano pong mangyayaring eventualities po.
7,000 po base sa chismis. Wala kayong alam.
No, we don't have any record ng 7,000. I believe
Yun ang
ito.
pinagmalaki sa dyaryo. Hanggang dyaryo lang naman kami.
Ma'am, wala po kami nilalabas ng ganong karaming tao. I guess it's more of pinapilaki. But I doubt with this number, ito lang po yung nilabas po namin tao.
Okay. So, ilan ang minobilize ninyo kung sinasabi niyo labis-labis naman ang 7,000? Sa tingin ko, labis-labis. Isipin mo, chismis lang.
Ma'am, based on the numbers, more or less, it's a total of 156. Yun lang po yung ano namin. But sabi ko nga
Grabe.
din,
Yung nakaharang sa gate 1, nakaharang sa gate 5, 156 lang daw po yun.
it's just a normal procedure.
May
po
mga memo pa na sumunod dyan. Alam naman ninyo yun. Ito lang yung pinakauna.
Madam Chair, I have to check po yung numbers ng tao natin.
Bakit sinabi 7,000? Nagulat naman kami. Okay lang, pero mabalik dito sa ICC warrant, walang red notice at pati yung Timor-Leste, inisnab yung red notice, ang atin lang diffusion, sa diffusion ang liwaliwanag, kailangan extradition, kailangan in conformity with national laws. I think we've established that and without pounding it into the ground, can we ask now, ipakita muna natin ang video ni Secretary Remulla or yung transcript dun sa budget hearing po nung nakaraang taon. ang liwaliwanag po at maganda po ang paliwanag ni Secretary Remulla Boying. Opo.
But when it comes to them going into the country, kung gusto nila pumasok dito upang manghuhuli at magpasagawa ng warrant na kanila pong na-issue po siguro ng ICC pagdating ng panahon, kailangan ho itong dumaan sa ating court system. Ito po ay kinakailangan ng isang action to enforce a warrant, action to enforce a judgment. Kailangan po dumaan yan sa ating court system. Kaya hindi ho namin pakikialaman kasi yan po trabaho na ng Interpol kung talagang gusto nilang habulin yung tao na nasasaktal. Yung sabihin natin, nag-issue po na warrant of arrest ng ICC, gusto mo enforce ng Interpol dito, pero para ho ito ay matuloy at hindi ho magkaroon ng kasuhan, kinakailangan pumunta muna sila sa korte natin. There are some things that the Supreme Court would be looking at if what was alleged in the crime would have happened if we were still members of the ICC. That is one of the things that can be of importance to the courts when they do enforce a warrant, or if they will actually allow a warrant to be served in our country from an international tribunal. Ang problema nga ho ay meron po sinasabi yung mga kaibigan natin na well-meaning naman. May 200 families daw na gustong magreklamo pero ang hawak daw nila 8. Pero sa 8, ang makakausap nyo 2 lang. Tapos yung 2 pa, wala pang ibibigay na totoong ebidensya. Napakahirap po talaga maghabol. Ang yung nag-hearing po ang Human Rights Committee ng Kongreso tungkol dito. At ang lumalabas po talaga, yung mga nangyari po kasing EJK nung panahon na yon, ay wala hong police report Walang police blotter, wala hong record. Kaya napakahirap po maghabol talaga.
Ayun. Napakaliwanag at napakaganda ng paliwanag ni Secretary Boying na sa ICC man yan, Interpol man yan, dadaan yan sa Korteng Pilipino.
Ma'am, ano yan Ang general rule talaga, pag may foreign judgment, you have to enforce it in court. However, ito hong nangyaring ito, ang ginamit po namin dito, Section 17
Tama ng tingin ni
ng
Pahardo.
Republic Act.
Kasi sasabit si Pahardo dito malamang may nag-uutos dito Malamang. Ang sama ng tingin ni Pahardo. Tingnan nyo Tingnan nyo.
Ito. Ang ginamit po namin dito,
Ayan,
Section 17
Madadama
ng
yung
Republic
karir ni
Act.
Pahardo dito. Malamang.
1951.
1951. Sabi ko kung basahin.
Dahil, kung talagang ito ang nag-utos, yung katabi niya, naku, Diyos me, yung Marimar.
And ma'am, can I read the provision
I think
into
we
the
can put
record?
it on...
Into the record? But may I read it into the record, ma'am? Thank you. In the interest of
Andito naman
justice,
sa atin
in the interest of justice, the relevant Philippine authorities may dispense with the investigation or prosecution of a crime punishable under this act if another court or international tribunal is already conducting the investigation or undertaking the prosecution of such crime. Instead, the authorities may surrender or extradite suspected or accused persons in the Philippines to the appropriate international court, if any, or to another state pursuant to the applicable extradition laws and treaties. That is Section 17 of Republic Act 9851. So
Yes.
ito pa yung option na sinasabi ko kanina.
Yes, at yan yung pinag-uusapan natin kay Attorney Medina. Baka ibig ninyo mag-comment kasi mahaba po yung sinulat ninyo tungkol dyan. 9851, Section 17 at saka si Senator Cayetano. Unahin po natin na unang ma-recognize si Attorney Medina lang po. Lahat tayo, kabisado natin yung 9851, alam natin yung Section 17, para rin yung Rome Statute, Article 59, sa panahong to na memorize na nating lahat. Attorney po.
Thank you for the opportunity, Madam Chair. And with all due respect to our hardworking, brilliant Secretary of Justice, I beg to disagree.
Yan yung kanina napansin natin talagang ibang klase parang may something wrong na nangyayari. Sa paningin ko lang sa pananaw ko lang, opinion ko lang naman ninyo. Kayo sa napapanood nyo, ano ba ang inyong nakikita? Parang merong nagagalit, may magagalit kasi nadadamay sila Kasi itong mga ito, hindi naman natin na kakampihan ito. Itong mga ito, sumunod sa utos. Yung mga pulis. Kaso, meron kang nakitaan na hindi maganda. Akala siguro ni Hyer, maganda yung pinagagawa niya at nakapagpa-aresto siya ng isang dating Pangulo. Ngayon, naglalabasan na ho, lumalabas na po ang mga issue na may konting problema, hindi naman konting problema, talagang malaking problema ito. Sa tansya ko mga kasama, excuse me sa tansya ko mga kasama, may pipiyok na dito. Oo, may pipiyok na dito. Abangan natin, ito naman pananalita, ito merong magsasalita dito eh. Maganda ito eh. Ito naman, sino naman to? Tingnan natin.
Rules on the warrantless, on the service of the warrant.
Warrantless,
Because during the time, and up to this time, there are still a lot of people saying that I'm wrong in there, that you cannot arrest
Hindi ba?
a person with a warrant that you know of. Do you know as a person has a warrant, yet
May bumubulong.
you cannot
Ang
serve
hirap,
it without
ang
the
hirap,
physical
ang hirap.
warrant. So
Ang hirap.
all the lawyers know here
Diba ang
that, ma'am,
sabi,
that I'm right there.
Kailangan ng warrant as soon as practicable. At hinihingi talaga ni former president. Di ba hinihingi niya? Hinihingi ng abogado niya, asan yung warrant? Tama, di ba? Hinihingi
Yes,
nila.
ma'am.
Anong pinakita nyo?
We gave them the electronic copy of the warrant, and it was given to them by Yusek Nikiti together with PG Fadulyon. It was received by
Yung
General
warrant, anong klase yung
Monteagudo.
itsura ng warrant? ICC, Interpol?
It's an ICC warrant, ma'am.
ICC warrant.
Yes, ma'am. That was directed to the Interpol. That was the
Asa na nga?
attachment of the
Asa na?
diffusion order.
Pero ayon sa ating batas, di ba? Napakaliwanag naman na yung court o judge, kinakailangan Pilipino. Di naman sakop noon yung Interpol, yung ICC. Bakit naging warrant rin sa Pilipinas yun?
I will defer the answering to that question to the DOJ, ma'am, because I was with the DOJ during the time, and it was the DOJ.
Hindi nandun si
Yes.
Prosecutor Fadulyon Ikaw naman
Yes, ma'am.
bumasa ng Miranda rights, hindi man lang yung prosecutor. Tinikoberan mo na yung papel ng DOJ, kaya sumagot ka ngayon.
Ma'am, we're talking situation in the tube.
Hindi, sinabi mo kasi, ang liwaliwanag, sinabi mo, hindi naman kailangan ng warrant
It's a different matter, ma'am. Altogether different matter.
Bakit? Ilang warrant ba yan?
One
Ikaw
warrant,
yan.
but different. That question on the interview is a different situation, ma'am.
So, kailan mo pinakita yung warrant? Yung sinasabi mo electronic copy?
The first time, ma'am, it is not
At kanino?
me. It was not me who showed the warrant. It was Yusek Nikiti together with PG Fadulyon, together with me there in the tube of the plane. The former president is still there inside the plane. It was given to retired General Monteagudo, who is with the party. And because during the time, E.S. Mijaldea and the wife and Attorney Delgra had already went back inside the plane and told us, hindi kami lalabas kung wala kayong maipakitang warrant.
Kaya nga, so, when was the accused finally shown the warrant of arrest? Di ba dapat as soon as practicable ang sinasabi? Kailan mo pinakita mismo kay former president?
I believe, ma'am, the
ano?
electronic copy is already acceptable now in the rules of court.
Yun na nga, pero pinakita mo ba kay Presidente Duterte?
It was not
Contempt
me
mo yan, Amy. Contempt
who
mo.
invited inside the plane. It was the PCTC through General Alcantara, whom they invited inside the plane, showing to them and explaining to them the warrant.
Ganun ba? Napaliwanag ba ninyo, Executive Director Alcantara? Kasi parang ang bilis-bilis lang naman ninyo dun sa eroplano. Ang nakita naming final warrant, 15 pages po. Ganun lang kabilis na
Tama
nabasa
po yung
kaagad?
15 pages po, pero i-present po namin kay President Duterte na nasa
Wala nga eh.
15 pages? Ang bilis-bilis lang lumabas
Oh, hindi
Nako,
po
nagkakautal-utal na sila.
Hindi niya nabasa.
hindi niya.
So, bakit
Doon po namin present sa kanya
kaya nga, pero ba't hindi niyo pinagbigyan na basahin?
Yung-
Kasi karapatan talaga ng akusado at ng arestado yan, di ba?
at that point in time, ang may kopya po
Over
ng
up na to.
warrant ay si General Alex Monteagudo, nagbabapering po sa telepono niya. Matagal pong mabuo dahil
Siyempre, nasa
Oo.
airport.
kaya
Tapos nasa loob
kaya
ng
nga po.
aeroplano.
Kaya nga
So,
po
sa madaling sabi,
Kaya nga po nag-print kami ng hard copy. So pagdating po sa 250, doon na binigay sa kanila yung warrant.
Madam Chair, just on the warrant.
yes, Senator
yeah.
Cayetano, please go ahead.
Just one insight on just to bolster my point kanina na for
Ka lang ha.
for me, my
Nagbabapiring yung
local
internet.
court,
O yan,
no?
tuloy.
If you look at paragraph 12, before you look at it, can anyone in the room here tell me, I know the former president was pag sinabi yung torture, pwede kasing bago mo patayin, di ba? Pwedeng emotional torture, pwede mong gulpihin torture. So included na yan. 6 years and before that, he was accused of ordering or himself raping people. Di ba? I do remember malaking issue about his statements about a missionary who was raped, and inexplain niya yon na frustrated, galit siya. But is anyone here accusing the former president of raping or ordering the rape? Parang wala naman, di ba? Okay. If you look at dahil walang paragraph 12, the chamber notes that the prosecution alleges, let me say it again. The chamber notes that the prosecution alleges that some acts amounting to crimes against humanity of torture and rape under Article 7, paragraphs 1 ba yan, F, 7.1, G of the statute were committed as a widespread and systematic attack against the civilian population. Ulitin ko the chamber notes that the prosecution alleges. So the prosecution of torture and rape were committed as a widespread and systematic attack. For me, it's the first time I read that. If you look at the last page of or second to the last page, page 14, no? Issues a warrant of arrest. So for these reasons, the chamber hereby issues a warrant of arrest for Rodrigo Roa Duterte, born on 28 March 1945, for his alleged criminal responsibility pursuant to Article 25, Paragraph 3, Paragraph A of Statute for the Crime Against Humanity of Murder, pursuant to Article 7.1A, wala yung G na rape, committed in the Republic of Philippines during the relevant period as set forth in this warrant of arrest. So I just want to make this point, Madam Chair. So kung sa akin nangyari to, pupunta ako sa Philippine court at sasabihin ko sa Philippine court, sir, makita mo naman, sa Marites at Chismis kinuha ng prosecutor ng ICC. Padadala mo ako doon, pinakamaikse, 4 to 6 years yung hearing, deprived of liberty. Eh yung prosecutor mismo nag-allege ng rape. The harshest critics of President Duterte accuse him of being insensitive to women, saying misogynist, masama yung ano. It's also accused him of being insensitive to a foreign national who was a missionary here who was raped. But I haven't heard na inaccuse siya ng rape or ordering rape. Ang alam ko nga, galit na galit siya pag ministreat yung mga kababaihan. So, dun pa lang, questioning ko to before a Philippine judge. Kasi, kawawa naman ako pag nandun. So that's my point. So, the second point I just want to make kay SOJ is, I personally will respect its sub judice because this case in the Supreme Court is so important. But just for the record, it's nag-rule na rin, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, nag-rule din ang Supreme Court dyan na we cannot stop the hearing or we can continue kahit na sub judice. But he's not asking naman to stop the hearing. He's just saying, can we be sensitive to that? Because they're going to have to put their position on paper and present it before the Supreme Court. So, mamaya, Madam Chair, more factual na lang yung mga tanong ko rather than issues para yung facts naman, SOJ is not naman under dispute, di ba? And will help us pa nga sa doon. But this is just an example. And I just read this morning, pero nagulat lang ako doon na yung prosecutor pala may ganun allegation, no? Oo.
Kaya nga nagkagulantaan. Palibasa, nakita natin yung warrant much later. Did any one of you, General Marbil, General Torre, meron ba kayong hawak na ICC warrant of arrest at the time of his arrest? Parang electronic copy lang, tapos pinakopya muna, tapos binigay na pagdating doon. Bakit ganun? Samantalang March 10 pa lang nagmo-mobilize na ng libu-libong pulis. Pagkatapos alam na natin na magkakaganito dahil nabalitaan na nga sa Hong Kong. Kung ganun, bakit walang warrant doon sa mismong pag-aresto?
Yan ang tanong.
Electronic copy lamang at nagpa-imprenta pa. Ba't nagkaganon?
May I differ on the wisdom of the SOJ to explain on the legality of the electronic copy of the warrant, ma'am?
Hindi naman prepared kayo, samantalang prepared na si General Marbil.
Madam Chair, I just want to make clear na ang kabaho po ng police is really to assist po yung PCTC natin. Yun po yung and what we have is tama po yung sinasabing order ng diffusion. So ito po yung nangyari, we rely po dun sa PCTC, dun sa lahat ng mga documents that they did na gagamitin po dun sa effect ng arrest. Ito po yung ginawa po ng again, uulitin ko.
Dapat yung piece nga warrant. Ba't nga ba kayo walang warrant?
It was stated ipapadala po through the diplomatic channels
Grabe, no?
So dapat diplomatic channel. Nangyari ba yon? Kung diplomatic channel yung DFA, ano ba nangyari sa warrant na yan? Sa dinami-dami ng handa ninyo, sa libo-libong pulis at sundalo na kinalampag, wala bang nag-isip na kinakailangan dalhin yung warrant?
Your Honor, if I may, wala po kaming information o wala kaming natanggap at all.
Kayo naman sa PCTC, wala rin kayong natanggap?
We requested for a copy of the warrant and we got it the next day.
The next day being,
The warrant that came from the
kaya nga, what
the
day
system.
na?
The next day is 12 po, 12.
Nako, yan na, bistado ha. Sunod na araw, yung warrant, pero inaresto yung si Tatay Digong.
So, hindi rin ninyo na ipakita kay Presidente Duterte. Bale tama,
Estado.
si General Torre, na warrantless arresto.
Pinakita
On the
po namin
record.
yung hard copy sa 250. Pero sa lawyers po natin pinigay.
Madam Chair, can I clarify?
Kasi ang sinasabi din na redacted copy lang ang binigay, hindi rin kompleto. Kaya
Bistado
hindi
na,
nakabuo.
bistado.
At yun nga, nagkagulatan,
Can I
bakit
clarify?
meron pa?
Can I clarify that? Sir, it was a sealed warrant, correct?
Hindi po. Electronic
Hindi.
kuha po na
Ano ang
Department.
pinadala ng ICC? Kasi parang sa ibang news report, sabi sealed. Pag sealed kasi, hindi dadaan ng DFA yon.
Lako,
Yun na ang
yari.
question.
What was sealed, sir's warrant of arrest before March 11?
Yes, sino, sir, pinadala? Sino magbubukas nun pag
Well,
sealed?
when they demanded the copy of the warrant, we relied on our fail-safe mechanism. We have a fail-safe mechanism to make sure that the documents are
Paano mo
secure
nalaman, sir, na sealed? Wala ka nga sa bansa. Di ba sabi mo, 2 araw ka wala sa bansa nung araw na yun?
in our possession. So it's the DOJ that produced the
Yeah,
warrant.
hindi sa may bias ako sa DFA, but I've worked with these people. Kasi pag sealed, may option na hindi padaanin sa kanila. At kahit pinadaan sa kanila, I don't think they have the authority to open it.
Yes, but we had to use our fail-safe because the PCTC could not produce the warrant, so we had to use our fail-safe.
But once naman it's opened by the proper authority who's allowed to open it, 'di ba, to unseal it, then syempre Philippine law na. Ipapakita mo talaga dun sa na.
Yes, we showed it to the president and to his lawyers.
Teka, mapapaliwanag lang ako. Tell me candidly, at the time you apprehended PRRD, nung inaresto si former president, yung ICC warrant, nasa inyo na ba, General Torre? Yung totoo. Kasi you're under oath, alalahanin
Yes,
mo.
ma'am. It is with us.
was already with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Electronic.
Yes, ma'am.
Electronic. Wala
Yes,
kayong official copy?
Electronic
walang,
copy, ma'am,
hard
given
copy?
electronic copy given to me by Yusek Nikiti of the
Nako,
DOJ,
ito na.
ma'am.
Sa DOJ.
Pare.
Sa inyo, kasi parang nagtuturoan kayo, sabi ninyo, na dapat yung PCTC ang nagbigay. Pero wala kayong
Contempt
binigay.
mo na yan,
Sabi
ma'am.
ninyo, dapat
Amy,
DOJ.
contempt mo na.
Nililito po ako.
Hindi po nagtuturoan. We had the copy of the warrant, that electronic copy of
Dinami-dami
Yusek
nang
P.
nag-aresto kay
Ah,
Presidente. Walang nag-isip na kinakailangan bigyan ng kopya na hard copy, opisyal, at talagang...
binigyan po namin sa
Saan? Saan at
250
kailan?
po, binigyan po namin. Nung ma-print na po yung hard copy,
Saan yun?
sa 250 po.
Sa Villamor.
Meron po, meron.
Ano yung 250 po?
Sa Villamor po, Villamor. Binigyan po siya ng kopya, hard copy po.
So nandun, anong oras?
About shortly before 12 po. Around 12, around noon at that time po.
Wala na.
Noon.
Bistado na ito.
Noon
Yari
time?
kayo ngayon.
Naibigay ng noon time?
Opo.
Pero anong oras ba hiningi? Di ba napakaaga pa noon?
Ayan na. Booking.
Humihingi po sila from the tube. Starting from the tube, humihingi na po
Anong
sila.
oras yun? Nung hihingi
When
sila?
about 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock.
Or
So 2 oras makalipas bago
Ma'am,
ninyo
Ma'am,
naibigay?
just to be clear,
Yes.
General Torre, maybe you can explain the process of serving the electronic copy, which constitutes a legal form of serving the warrant.
Sus, naku,
Yes, ma'am.
ito na.
After they
Sinasabi niya.
disembarked, as I have learned from General Torre, they asked that it be postponed, that they be brought first to, ano ba nangyari doon, General, pagkatapos doon?
Contempt.
They only disembarked when the electronic copy was produced and given to them. So, kaya sila lumabas. And when they step out of the plane, at the junction of the moving part of the tube, PG Fadulyon
Mahirap,
met
ano?
them
Pag
and attempted to read
pinagtatahi-tahin
the
mo lang,
rights
sabi ni Aling
to
Josepina.
President Duterte. And all of them said, pwede ba mamaya na yan at pa-diffuse muna natin ang tension. Doon na lang sa 250th Airlift Wing.
Nakabahan na rin
So,
si
we
boss niya.
acceded to that request. We arrived at the 250th Airlift Wing. They were given refreshments. They were allowed to refresh. They were allowed to, para generally pababain lang ang tension ng lahat. And then we, after an hour or two, we returned, and that was the video that you saw when I was reading the rights in the cell phone. It's basically, it's memorized already.
May kinakabahan na si
So
Kuya, oh.
just a formality, and then they ask at that juncture. They asked for the written. They want a printed copy. So I went out of the room, stepped out of the room, printed it, and gave it to them.
Okay, yung printed copy, may allegation na redacted copy daw to. Hindi daw kumpleto, hindi daw buo. Parang simplified lang or pinaiklian. Tama ba? O buong buo?
Buong buo yun, ma'am. It was
Ilang pahina?
15 pages.
Yung 15 pages na kumakalat ngayon,
Yes,
yun na
ma'am.
yun.
Yes,
So yun
ma'am.
din ang naibigay doon sa Villamor.
Yes, ma'am. That was properly received by Attorney Delgra in assigned
So Attorney
receiving copy.
Delgra.
Yes, ma'am.
Pero nakita ko sa ating video na iba ang pangyayari tungkol sa abogado. Pwede bang panoorin natin?
Yan. Dahil na. Huli.
Kanina pa eh. Hindi naman lahat, ilan ang hinuli ngayong araw na ito, sir? Sa iba-ibang mga krimen.
Salamat. Kung yan ang stand ni Amy. Salamat.
Dito kayo lahat eh. Nag-iisang tao.
Ilan ang binigyan ng
Nag-iisang tao. Dami
pabor?
krimen sa labas.
Dito
Dito kayo.
Sir, hindi kami humingi ng pabor. Just invoke Article 59. Bakit hindi yan magawa-gawa? That's precisely the point that I'm saying.
Yan ang ebidensya ilalaban sa'yo. Ayer, maniwala ka.
Bawal hawakan. Tumayo ko na lang. Bawal
The right to
hawakan.
counsel is something that has to be observed and
Huwag
respected.
kayong umawak. Huwag kayong nakipakialam sa huwag yan. Ano
Kasi
niya
nga,
lawyer?
nag-uusap
Ano niya lawyer?
Wag
Bawal.
na tayo
Nag-uusap pa kami.
Huwag mo hawakan yung lawyer. Huwag mo hawakan. Huwag mo hawakan. Huwag mo hawakan. Huwag mo.
Nag-uusap pa kami.
Duterte.
Attorney, please.
Huwag mo hawakan.
Is this what you want? Is this what you want, Mr. President?
Huwag mo hawakan. Time lang eh. Time.
Kayo mga
Huwag mo hawakan yung nanay ko! Ang ina mo!
Kayo mga sundalo, tanungin ko kayo, anong kasalanan ko?
Okay, dito sa video nakikita na si General Torre hinihila yung abogado. Standard procedure po ba ito ng
Madam Chair?
PNP? Bakit mo kinakaladkad yung abogado? Hindi ba karapatan ng isang akusado, arestado na
Sige, Miss
magkaroon
Ivy.
ng abogado? Bakit ayaw ninyong palapitin yung abogado?
Gabi na ho yun, ma'am. That's already the time that I'm forcing everyone to board the plane. I'm already forcing the former president to board the plane, ma'am. Tapos na yung napakarami ng optics sa kanilang ginawa dyan, ma'am. And
Interesting use po of force. You were forcing them.
Yes,
So you
ma'am.
admit you forced them. You
I
use
have to.
violence.
I have to because they won't go with us voluntarily, ma'am. So I have tried all the lahat ng pakiusap ay
Naku,
ginawa na
General
namin
naman,
buong
sa
araw.
dinami-dami ng pulis, ang tanda-tanda na, may sakit pa. Sa palagay mo, masisindak pa yun o kaya bang lumaban nun?
In fairness to the president, ma'am, after I handcuffed E.S. Mijaldea and told Attorney Delgado that he's the next one to be handcuffed and boarded on the bus, the former president actually acceded and said, sige na, alis na tayo. And you saw that on video.
Well,
It was
nakita namin,
Romy.
di ba, hinihila mo yung upuan. Hindi ba dapat, talagang General Torre, kailangan makinig ka doon sa sinasabi ng abogado? Di ba karapatan nun?
I have already arrested, I even arrested E.S. Mijaldea, ma'am, for obstruction of justice and placed handcuffs on him. That was already the last parts because masyado ng gabi, aabutin na kami ng umaga doon, ma'am. It's
Ilang
already
oras na?
unreasonable.
2 oras pa lang. Kalalanding lang ng Hong Kong ng alas 10. Alas
12
12
hours.
pa lang to.
12 hours, ma'am.
Kaya nga, anong oras to? Kasi
Mga
sabi
7
mo
o'clock na-
kanina, 10 o'clock
Mga 8 o'clock yan, ma'am. Yung kay Delgra.
O, anong oras na
Mga
yun?
8 o'clock yan, ma'am.
Sa umaga na yan? Gabi?
7 o'clock, 8 o'clock ng gabi na yan, ma'am.
8
Si
a.m.
Delgra.
Ay, 8 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Gaano katagal na yon?
10 hours, ma'am. 9 hours.
Naka 9 to 10 hours na. So, sa palagay mo, si former president had sufficient chance to challenge na the validity of the arrest. So, sinasabi ninyo na 9 to 10 hours na yan. Kasi nakuha niya yung warrant nung alas 12 mahigit. Hating gabi lampas, ano? Tapos,
Tanghali, ma'am. Tanghali, ma'am. Niya nakuha ang
okay.
warrant.
Tapos, tumagal pa sila ng ilang oras? Ng 11 hours, sinasabi po ninyo.
Yes, ma'am. They attended to serve the warrant when they disembarked. They asked that it be deferred until they reached 250. Upon reaching 250, they asked for some refreshments and they cooled down. Upon being more calm and after conferring with their lawyers, the warrant of arrest was served in toto, in full, and their rights were read.
So sa tingin ninyo, itong 9 to 10 hours sapat na para sa isang pangkaraniwan tao na makakuha ng sariling abogado, tapos i-check yung kanyang warrant, pagkatapos mag-draft, mag-file ng maayos na petisyon ng habeas corpus. Ganun ba yun?
Ma'am, you must, I think the record showed that there were 3 lawyers with him in conference with him during the entire time. Attorney Delgra.
Paano
Attorney
makakapag-file yun? Gabing-gabi na, hindi naman court hours.
They had filed a case of a TRO with the Supreme Court. They tried their legal remedy. It was duly recorded and there was no TRO given by the court, ma'am. So, ma'am, just to be clear, they had their chance to seek legal remedy as shown by the actions of their lawyers by approaching the Supreme Court. So there was no due process denied, ma'am.
Siguro sasabihin ko at tatanungin ko kay Attorney Medina, ang ating constitutionalist po rito. Masasabi ba natin na nabigyan si PRRD ng sapat na pagkakataon para alamin itong validity ng kanyang, yung katotohanan ng kanyang pag-aaresto. Ilang oras ba yung sinasabi natin na sufficient time, yung sapat na panahon?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to clarify, I will just be consistent with the opinion that I posted, that there was no reasonable opportunity. That is not to denigrate or cast aspersion on the character or competence of our officials. And also, I have very limited facts when I wrote the opinion. But just as a comparison, if you filed an extrajudicial proceeding, if you will file a petition, the court will order the arrest. The subject of the arrest will have the opportunity to answer, and then the court will have the opportunity also present evidence. The court will have the opportunity to weigh the evidence, and then issue the ruling. For example, in the case of Mark Jimenez, he had more or less over a year to dispute his extradition. So if that would be the standard, that might be considered reasonable opportunity to be heard.
So yung sinasabi nila na naka-10 oras na nag-iintay, talagang panay pa rin ang tutol, hindi sapat na panahon yun. Kasi magpipila ka pa ng kaso, magdadraft ka pa ng petition, dadalhin mo pa. Hindi po ba? So hindi pa rin sapat kahit sabihin natin matagal sila nandun sa airport.
I will just be consistent with what I wrote, Your Honor. My initial view was yes, 6 hours, office hours, or less, 5 hours to seek relief from the courts may not be characterized as reasonable opportunity to be heard. Of course, that is disputable. That's just my personal opinion with limited facts. I'm sure the officers concerned have good reasons, and that can easily be disputed in court. Thank you.
Yes, para sa amin medyo mabigat nga yung 4-5 oras na bukas ang korte, no? Kasi hindi naman pwede yung hating gabi at hindi naman bukas pa. Talagang alam natin itong mga extradition at kung ano-ano pa, talagang taon-taon yan tumatagal. Hindi oras-oras kahit naiinip na tayo. Kahit sinasabi ni General Torre, nakakapikon na yung optics nila. Kung ano-ano nang ginagawa, kinakailangan pa rin binibigyan natin ng pagkakataon. So sa palagay mo, ilang oras ba dapat? Kasi hindi naman bukas ang korte nun, hindi naman office hours eh. Yes, Senator Cayetano po.
No, Madam Chair, konting latitude lang from SOJ because kanina we agreed to disagree already, and kaya nga ang appeal ko sa kanya to make rules kung ano ang reasonable time. And since my wife is a mayor and I was speaker and DFA secretary before, I do understand from the enforcement point of view, di ba? Sa police, sir. Siyempre, pag may huhulihin, mission-oriented kayo eh. Parang yung military, di ba? Ang mission nyo, ma-arrest, di ba? But that's why nga, meron kang Solgen, meron kang SOJ, meron DILG. So ang viewpoint ng DILG, ng police, ng NBI, halimbawa, hulihin at yung ma-return yung warrant successfully, di ba? But even si E.S. Miguel Dia, who remember, he was, you can call it a vacation or a working trip in Hong Kong, na rally, sinamahan lang, didn't expect a 20-hour flight, didn't expect to do all of this. And he only saw the president, former president, an hour before he appeared before ICC, and hindi naman niya alam yung rules ng ICC, etc. So ito ang sinabi niya, di ba? 2 days ago, the world has witnessed the degrading fashion in which a former president of a sovereign country was bundled into a private aircraft and summarily deported to The Hague. To ask lawyers, this would be called an extrajudicial rendition. To the less inclined, it was pure and simple kidnapping. My client was denied all access to the legal recourse in the country of citizenship, and this all in the nature of political score setting. So I won't read the score setting, etc. Alam naman natin lahat, but just to go down, ito, sabi niya. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th paragraph, I have not been able to explain to him what the prosecution requested when seeking the issuance of arrest warrant. This is because the chamber only established a redacted version of the prosecution last night other than to identify myself, my client is not able to contribute anything to Duterte or President Rodrigo Duterte. 30 minutes later naman after talking, it was on the news. So that's all public record. So I haven't talked to him. So I don't know kung ano yung stand niya. But I did hear SILG say that nakatape naman lahat to. So I'm not going to ask you to produce it now dahil may court dates pa kayo. But at the right time, just for the committee's accuracy and to be precise in our findings, yun nga, if there are parts na ibigay nyo where sinasabi at pinapakita yung warrant, ano yung warrant, or a copy of what he showed. I'm just saying that we will go back and forth kasi consistent
Sir,
naman kanina pa. Yes,
We
ma'am.
have a picture here if we can show
Okay.
you. But maybe General Torre can approach
Yeah.
and share
No,
the picture.
sa committee or after, or if you want to show. Point ko lang, factually, consistent naman kayo kanina pa na
Yes.
pinakita, hindi doon sa 250, di ba? We're just going back and forth. So I
Yes.
just wanted to escape that. And then I don't know what their lawyers are saying na hindi pinakita. Okay, so, but thank you for that, SLG. So, yung last point ko nga kay Attorney Alexis, in the form of a few questions. Sir, does the quality of your petition to the court matter? In
Your
terms
Honor,
of due process and satisfying reasonable manner that the accused was given the opportunity to seek legal remedies.
You mean to say, Your Honor, you think of due process, the petitioner should have enough time to come up with a quality petition?
Yun.
Quality
Mhm.
lawyers, because if I'm consulting an immigration lawyer for a criminal, I don't know the practice of E.S. Miguel Dia. Well, at the last 6 years, I do know that he was E.S. In his younger years, he was my dad's partner before nag-iba-ibang law office. Parang hindi ko alam kung litigation or labor eh. So ang point ko lang, di ba, the quality of the petition you file is also part of due process, meaning having enough time with your lawyer, being able to choose kung sinong lawyer, the combination of your lawyers, whether saying, sir, pang RTC to, sir, pang Supreme Court. I read marami sa internet na bakit hindi ununa yung writ of habeas corpus, application for the writ of habeas corpus versus the TRO. The explanation, sorry guys, talagang sa Facebook at sa news, but sa news, doon ko rin nabasa, so I'm not saying it's true. Maraming fake news in all sides, but I'm just telling you honestly where I got my news. At sinasabi nga na si attorney, how do you pronounce it? Torion? No, the one who filed sa TRO, yung Torion, di ba? Sinasabi kasi nga, si attorney Torion somehow worked on it na nung may balita pa lang sa Hong Kong. Kaya yun yung final. I don't know if it's true or not, but my point is, I see from the enforcement side, binigyan nyo ng 10 hours, 12 hours, but from the accused side, enough time to pick my lawyers, to give the facts, to look at the warrant, to look, kasi ako lang, 2 days na ako nag-aaral sa hearing na to, hirap pa eh. So if I'm not a practicing lawyer in the sense na nagli-litigate, di ba? But I don't think I'll be able to put a really good petition to the Supreme Court or to the RTC in 2 days. Di ba? So to say may 12 hours na. So my question was really, hindi ba part ng due process then yung reasonable opportunity to the best defense available to you?
If I may, Senator, there are actually no clear constitutional or jurisprudential standards on the quality of legal service as an aspect of due process. But it's arguable that the quality, the opportunity to get quality legal service, the opportunity to get to submit a quality legal work should be should be also part of the guarantee of reasonable opportunity to be heard of due process. So personally, I would agree, but unfortunately, it's still something that should be argued po. Maraming salamat.
Sige. I just wanted to make the point na for me, yung part ng due process doon is yung best defense available sa kanya is made available precisely. Because if you will dictate to me ano defense ko. Problema 'yon, 'di ba? So, kung titignan mo sa Hague, so hindi nila pwede pang question dun sa unang hearing, let me just call it unang hearing, yung jurisdiction, yung pagpunta doon, and then September pa. Dito, unless you're caught in flagrante delicto and unless i-inquest ka, a number of days ang ibibigay ng fiscal, tapos sasagutin ng abogado mo. So mahaba pang proseso bago ka, and that's for simple cases, for theft, etc. Lalo pagka for murder. And even sa inquest, may time na binibigay na papakawalan mo. So I just wanted to make that point na ibang-iba. And just an observation, Madam Chair, dito po sa information on the surrender and transfer, nakalagay kasi dito, number 14, the ICC representative informed Mr. Duterte the next step that would be followed, that he's going to be transferred to the ICC detention center by the Dutch authorities. He was informed that he was being arrested in the implementation of ICC warrant for arrest, that he was informed he will be checked by medical professionals. He was informed he has the right to receive family visits. He was informed that his first appearance will take place soon. He was informed he would be taken to a hospital. He was informed he would receive a folder at the detention center with his rights and information on the next procedural step, no? And then si E.S. Miguel Dia, ang sinabi niya, what did he say about the,
Ayan, may karugtong pa yan mga kasama. Hanggang sa muli. Bye-bye.